Welcome to DBL, and it's Friday! Ooh, I thought that was a siren. I literally thought like a fire truck drove by.
Well, things are getting hot in here.
Oh, good one. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Well, okay. Our executive producer just walked up
And
to the
went,
desk.
yeesh.
That's never a good thing. Okay, you may have
Now
heard
he's looking through resumes.
Stop it for real.
You may have heard about this. Oprah Winfrey is walking away from the board of Weight Watchers after 8 years in the role, saying she will continue working with the company to, quote unquote, elevate the conversation around recognizing obesity as a chronic condition. And yesterday, a lot of you are talking about this video. She posted it walking away from the camera, showing off her very slim waistline. It was just a few months ago that Oprah revealed she's using a weight loss medication as a maintenance tool. Those were her words after she reconciled the science and released her own shame about it. So here to talk to us about that and some other big weight loss medication headlines, we've got our very own Dr. Coley.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, so Dr. Coley, what is your take on Oprah's big move, and what message does that send to the people who are trying to lose weight naturally, like Ricki Lake? In fact, Ricki Lake has come forward saying that she lost 30 pounds, okay, in just 4 months doing it the natural way.
You know, it actually reinforces that message in my mind because it really says two things. The first, a woman like Oprah, who has access to every resource on earth, right? The best trainers, the best nutrition, the best diet, the best amount of sleep. Even she hit a wall when it came to her weight loss, and she had to reach for medications. And the second message, which I'm so proud of Oprah for propagating, because she had been somebody who'd always said that taking a medicine might be the easy way out, is that this is not the easy way out. This is what we need to do in order to sort of maintain our health. And science has opened a door for us. We need to stop, being resistant to it and actually try to walk through that door and realize that taking a medicine, if you're at the wrong weight, actually is part of a healthy lifestyle.
Okay, so the WHO just said that 1 billion people worldwide are obese and that it's eclipsed hunger as the biggest health concern. Are these drugs able to fix such a huge problem?
A billion people with a B. Right? 1/7 of the world's population is obese, and that's really helping us realize that this is sort of a chronic science problem. This is not people being bad or misbehaving or what have you. And I think the drugs are really the first step in terms of helping people overcome this, but they can't solve that whole problem by itself. Because even here in the United States, where we have plenty of access to medications and such, there have been shortages of these drugs in terms of manufacture. And cost is the other big issue, right? When they cost thousands of dollars a month, how is it that we can expect people in poor countries, where part of the reason that they're obese is because they don't have money and they're eating bad food, processed food, which is cheaper and easier to get than more nutritious food? How can we put this on them? So I do think that the World Health Organization is really raising this alarm to say that even though we have this magic bullet, it's not the entire magic bullet. We do need to continue to have conversations about lifestyle and diet, and access to food and food deserts and health equity, which I think this whole obesity thing has really put a light on.
Yes.
Is that there are people who can access medicines like this, like Oprah, but there's plenty of women, black women especially, out there who have a lot of extra weight on them who may not be able to get access to these medications.
Yeah, I don't understand the stigma of taking this at least to get like kick-started, right? You have to do both, right? You have to change your lifestyle, but this to get kick-started, it's like people, I'm like, wow, that person looks great. I haven't seen him in a while. And like, it's shame to talk about if they do Ozempic or not. I'm like, all right, I don't care what you did. I just want you to be healthy and happy.
I'm so glad you said that, Jeff, because we have been fat shaming women in the wrong way. By not talking about their weight, we're actually making fat shaming a thing. So I think talking about it, getting them on the medicines, normalizes it, makes it a disease, it makes it a condition like high blood pressure or high cholesterol. You're not shameful about your cholesterol. You got on the medicine, you got it treated. That's how we need to start thinking about obesity.
Well, let's go back to cost a little bit, because it is, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it, right? People are doing what's called budget Ozempic. Is that like a different
Generic brand?
Generic. Why can't I think of that
word? I said
generic brand of Ozempic.
So this is a trend on social media that has shocked me. It really, honestly, makes my heart skip, because budget Ozempic is not even Ozempic. It's not generic semaglutide, which, I have a whole different opinion on the compounding pharmacies and the generics. But this is actually like laxatives and stool softeners to help you lose weight.
Wow.
That's a sign of an eating disorder.
So,
that scares me.
yes, exactly. Bulimia is purging, and you can purge by vomiting. You can purge with abuse of laxatives laxatives. And that's what this is. And I think, unfortunately, because there's so much spotlight on obesity, people are starting to think they have to keep up with the Joneses and everybody has to lose weight. And if they can't afford semaglutide, well, let me purge myself on laxatives, which can cause dehydration, electrolyte abnormalities, damage to your kidneys, vitamin problems, chronic constipation. So we're starting a whole generation on the wrong track here by putting so much focus on your weight rather than your health. This is about your health, not about your weight.
Right.
And I want to be clear that everybody can be healthy at a different weight.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
And also, can you really quickly, because I was reading a comment earlier where someone said, can you use Ozempic for like 10 pounds? Will you just please communicate? Because I wouldn't use Ozempic if like I have a flabby tummy, which I do. I'm going to go eat better and go do sit-ups. So I just want you to differentiate that because I don't want people abusing it either.
We want to be really clear. This is a drug that could have some dangerous side effects, which we've only had for about a decade.
Right.
So we don't know what happens in the long term if you use it. So using it to drop 10 pounds to get into a bathing suit for a wedding, this is dangerous. This is not a beauty treatment. This is a medical intervention. And so I'm glad you raised that, Sam, because it is something that is also catching on in popularity, especially amongst kids who often can go to these medical spas, get these generic compounded semaglutide, which is sodium semaglutide. That's not even been studied.
No.
And you're injecting it into your body, so it bypasses your liver, which kind of detoxes anything that you would swallow. So talk about putting an injection into your body when you don't even know that it works, you don't even know that it's safe, just to try to get that weight off. It's very dangerous.
Well, you can tell where the priorities are and where we need to change them. All right, there's a new Ozempic effect, everyone. It's getting news coverage everywhere. This rapid weight loss causes divorce. I wish I could work divorce you.
I was thinking the same thing.
What can we do? Why is this going on?
So this studies actually come from bariatric surgery literature, weight loss surgery, right? You get a gastric bypass. If you're single, you're twice as likely to get married. If you're married, you're twice as likely to get divorced. And so the idea here is when you lose weight, and you lose weight quickly in a short period of time, it can have a lot of social, psychological, and physical effects. So first is it changes the way that you eat. So much of being married to somebody is about food and eating and things that you enjoy together. So if one partner suddenly isn't able to eat the way they were supposed to before, that can impact it. It can change your self-esteem, your libido, your sex drive, your sexual health, the way that you view your body. It can change your appearance, obviously, dramatically, which can change the way that you're attracted to somebody else.
Hot to trot.
Yeah, and then we've talked about sort of the psychological effects as well, the depression, as well as sort of, you know, some of the other things that it can unmask. So there's so many effects of Ozempic that you don't even anticipate. Wow. But I would say don't be scared to take it. If you're somebody whose doctor is recommending it, just make sure you involve your partner in that conversation.
Thank you, Dr. Coley. DBL Nation, follow Dr. Coley on social media at Pyle Coley MD. Also be sure to subscribe to her YouTube page. Tori, I'm catching on to Tori. Plus check out her podcast,
Don't
Art
blame
of
me.
Medicine, wherever you listen to your podcast. Always love hearing your advice. Thank you so much, Dr. Coley.